The Dragon here, aka Syndromes. It's 8 in the morning. I'm not at the office, so hopefully there's not going to be that much of buzzing going on today. And as you probably already knows by the video title, today we are going to play some Zangband, or rather a modified version called Z plus Zangband. Now the thing is, I already made about 2 videos from this game, and I already explained that this is a very, very old top-down roguelike dungeon crawler game. It was literally the first PC game that I ever played, and it was on the old DOS box, and it looked like crap, and still it counted for something. And even these days, now that it has been modified for a few years, even though it has been discontinued by 2005, it still remains one of those games I tend to break open just to, fuck around a little bit. And the recent thread that I posted on Discovery Forums was to, somehow let me to kind of make a very silly character with your help, and today I'm gonna start playing these out. Now I actually have the list over here on my laptop, and I'm just going to quickly note the characters that I'm gonna create. Hobbit Chaos Warrior, a zombie priest, a imp paladin, and a skeleton high mage, in that particular order. So let's just do this. I suppose this is gonna be quite a suppose it's gonna just be a introduction sort of thing, because I still need to explain how things work in Zangband. And I suppose we're just gonna start with some sort of track. Yeah, Most Wanted. Why not? Let's open it with VLC. Yeah, there we go. Actually, that seems kinda... See, I can't tell how good it is right now, but... let's go with this. So, let's launch the game. So, this is the title screen of the game. You have some additional windows here and there, but we are not really going to use them that much. First things first, we are going to create that character. So, how to play Zangband? Very easily, as you will see that it's one of those games that you sort of need time to get used to, but as soon as you do, it actually is very easy to play. In this case, in the case of this particular game, it's the controls, because literally every single regular key on your keyboard and the ones that are accessed by Shift also are used. And I suppose the easiest way how to learn things is to just print out a full list of controls, and hopefully they're kind of intuitive enough that you tend to learn them pretty fast, but again, there we go. Okay, so Zangband. It is a very old game. So, let's start off with a new character. So, we're gonna pick a male or a female. See, the thing is, at this point, it doesn't matter that much. It doesn't really matter. So, let's go with male, and we're gonna start off with the Hobbit Chaos Warrior. So every single species has their own stat modifiers. We start off with 0 at everything, and then we are going to get specific points either added or subtracted from the default depending on the species. So for example, a human that we have right here underneath is pretty generic. The hit die is the size of the character, how easy it is to hit. The experience is how fast you gain experience as you progress through the levels, and infravision is pretty much how... infravision is infravision. So, if we go back to the Hobbit, you'll notice that it's a lot weaker than a human for 2 points. Smarter, more wise, more dexterous, which is good. Oddly enough, the constitution is better as well, and I don't know why. But, again... And he's a little bit more cuter, so... And also he has a hit die of 7, which means that the character itself is a little bit shorter. And if we go to, say, Half Titan, you will see the hit die is 14, which means it's, it's larger than average human. Okay, where's the Hobbit? Okay, so experience. As you can see, it is a little bit more than a human, not by much. It's only 10%, so that's not that much. When it comes to the first levels, it's not as noticeable, but as you progress through the game, it kind of might become more noticeable. Let's just see what. Okay, so the High Elf actually has a experience rating of 200%. It means that it takes exactly half as slow to progress through the levels as, say, with a human. But as you can see, it reflects in the stats, where it pretty much has stats that are way better than anything else. Let's see. Okay, so the Half Titan actually has an experience rating of 255. So that's a lot as well. And pretty much the only thing that it loses is the dexterity, but it's just a very huge character, so there you go. Okay, back to the Hobbit. We're just gonna use the Hobbit then. And see, here's the classes. We have the Warrior, the Mage, the Priest, the Rogue, Ranger, Paladin, Warrior, Mage, Chaos Warrior, Monk, Minecrafter, and High Mage. Again, every single of these classes, so to speak, adds another sort of variable. So a Warrior, again, adds no extra experience percentage. So, you know, it's good for, you know, you take a human, you take a Warrior, and this is going to be the fastest possible character you can, you know, blaze through the game. What we're looking for is the Chaos Warrior. It's a very odd class, and as you can see, it doesn't really add that much to the experience rating. That's not that bad. And when it comes to the stats, it actually buffs a lot of stats minus the charisma. And another thing is that Chaos Warriors are inherently evil characters, so it's another sort of handicap, actually. And you will notice that neutral characters, which are supposed to be neutral, like townspeople or anything, they are actually going to attack you on sight. And when it comes to charisma, the only actual downside is the fact that you won't be able to buy stuff for as good of a price. But, you know, there's ways around that. You'll see later. And so the idea of the Chaos Warrior is the fact that you are a warrior, obviously. You don't have as good of a strength bonus as the regular warrior, which has a +5. I think it was a +5, might be a +6. No, it's a +5. And it is sort of like a warrior mage that you have right here, see? It's actually kinda like that. But the problem is that the warrior mage is basically a mage that can sort of, you know, fight. You know, it's a warrior and a mage, right? They are pretty good at both, but they don't excel at anything. The Chaos Warrior actually does excel when it comes to magic, and especially chaos magic, which is the only magic. If I would go for, say, a mage, you'll notice that I would have, like, a primary set of magic, for example, nature or death or illusion, you know, and then I have the secondary thing. Chaos Warriors only have chaos magic because they're technically not built like the rest of the spellcasters, but they still are, and I suppose you'll just see for yourself. So we're just going to take a Chaos Warrior. So another thing about the Chaos Warrior that you won't see in other characters is the fact that you, as a Chaos Warrior, are a slave to a certain chaos deity. So you will see that in a moment. For now, let's roll our stats. In this window, I can sort of pick between what I want to be primary. So in this case, I kind of don't want to specialize in strength, because the Chaos Warrior is pretty good with spells, so I'm going to leave this at 0. It's not going to get any modifier. I just fucked up. There we go. Okay, 50. I'm going to go for intelligence, because this is going to improve the, the strength of my spells, so that's good. I'm going to also go with wisdom, because it's going to give me a lot of ways to counter magic, because one of the biggest problems for spellcasters are other spellcasters. So wisdom is needed for saving throws, etc., etc. Dexterity, again, I'm not going to put too much effort into. I'm just going to leave it at 50. Constitution 50. Charisma, I suppose I really don't care about charisma. So there we go. So it's gonna roll me a character, and this is mostly randomly generated, except for a couple of specific moments. Let's re-roll this character just in case, and by pressing the P button, I can actually switch between the last two rolls, and I can just sort of see what goes on. So, there's about 20 different patrons for Chaos Warriors, and every single one has his own individual sort of statistics and what it does. Sadly, I do not know by heart these things, so, you know, I'm looking at this. I have Slaanesh and Xiombarg, and I do not know the difference between the two. And, you know, it's going to make the things more fun. You'll see why in a moment. Okay, so, this character has... Okay, so this one has a very good dexterity rating. Let's quickly see. Both of them are very good at intelligence. Intelligence is my primary stat. I don't really care between it. This one is going to have a plus to armor class, which makes it harder to hit because of the dexterity. This one has 17, so it only has a bonus of 1. So fair enough. The other changes that you might see is the amount of starting gold I have. This one has 500, which is good. And at the same time, this has a little bit of strength, so I'm not going to be completely useless in fights. But again, dexterity is vital as well, but there you go. Everything else is kind of samey. Fighting is bad because I'm a hobbit, and hobbits are not really good at fighting anyway. Bows and throwable items are bad as well. Saving throw is very good, because I put a lot of stuff into wisdom. Stealth is excellent, because I have a lot of dexterity. And magical devices is excellent, because I am a Chaos Warrior and I'm specializing at magical devices. So, I suppose we're gonna just go with the one which has more gold, because as I progress through the game, I will have the ability to improve my stats, or lose them. And this is not... at this point in time, it's not really that big of a difference. So, let's just start off. Let's name our character... Hobby. Because why not? So, Delta Star, enter to continue. And there we are. We are currently looking at the world of Zangband. I suppose I'll quickly need to visibility font increase title width 1, 2, 3, increase to height 1, 2, 3. There you go. It's gonna be easier to see on the you know, on the screen then. And okay, this is kind of... It's kind of odd for me to look at it like this, but it's okay. So where is the other font? Okay. So the thing is, we sort of want to see this other, at least a little bit. We kind of want to see it. In this case, let's move this over here, and this over here. And we can leave this particular window. This is just the event log that I need. Let's just keep it like this, and we will see if something goes on. Okay, so I suppose we're gonna make a small cut here, and in the next episode we're gonna start adventuring, and I'm gonna tell you about the goals of the game and everything else.